Hey YouTube, James here with another DVD Blu-ray update. It's been another while since I did the last one. I got a lot more Blu-rays between that video and this video. There's still a bunch that I'm not even going to mention in this video. That'll probably be next video. But so let's get right into it because there's a lot here to cover, and if I tried to cover everything that I've got, it'd probably be like a 40-minute video, and I'm sure most of you guys don't want to watch 40 minutes of me sitting here rambling. So let's get on with it. We're gonna start with the DVDs again. First one is Basic with John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson. I picked this up for like $5 at Zeller's when it was closing. Haven't watched it yet, but it was one that's on my list. I've heard mixed opinions about it, but I'm interested in checking it out for myself, so we'll see. Next one is also a blind buy. I picked this one up for $3. This is Darkman. This is directed by Sam Raimi, who most of you will know directed the original Spider-Man trilogy. Um, I like I like the main character, or the actor who portrays the main characters, because I still haven't watched this yet. It's Liam Neeson, so I love Liam Neeson stuff. So I'm interested in checking this one out when I get the chance. Next one I've started to watch before and never got around to finishing it, and I saw it for like $5 again at Zeller's, and that is Find Me Guilty with Vin Diesel. It's a court comedy drama kind of movie. What I saw of it was pretty entertaining, so I'm looking forward to watching it all the way through and seeing how it ends. Another blind buy DVD. This one I picked up when Rogers was closing. Is The Game with Michael Douglas, directed by David Fincher, and this film is like the last David Fincher movie that I needed, and I didn't even realize that I needed this film to complete David Fincher's series. So, or not series, but like a David Fincher collection. I've got all of David Fincher's films, and I didn't go out and go, okay, I need this film with David Fincher's. I need this one. I got this one and went, hey, this is David Fincher, and I checked his list of movies. I was like, I've got that one, got that one, got that one, got that one. So, but again, another one that I haven't checked out. Just got it cheap. It's one that's been on my list. So again, look forward to checking it out when I get the chance. The next one, another DVD blind buy. All of these, all of my DVDs, I believe, are blind buys. But another one I picked up for really cheap, and that's the Mothman Prophecies with Richard Gere. I've heard it's a really creepy movie, and I do like my creepy suspense thrillers. So I look forward to checking this out. This is actually a 2-disc DVD. I didn't know that there was a 2-disc DVD of it until I found this. It's like $3 at a toy show of some kind, so collectibles kind of thing or whatever. Next one I picked up at a dollar store. It's called Pierre's Bounty. Forget the movie I was watching, but I saw a trailer for this and I thought it looked absolutely hilarious. So when I was in a dollar store, it was like a Dollarama or something like that. It was like $2. I was like, I can't even find this in a regular store, so I'm gonna get it. But it's got a great cast. We got Cillian Murphy from 28 Days Later. We got Brendan Gleeson and Jim Broadbent. So, yeah, another one I look forward to. It's, from what I gather from the trailer, it's kind of like a British mob comedy. So those are always entertaining. And speaking of British, this technically isn't a blind buy, but kind of is because I haven't seen it in years. This is the Wallace and Gromit Complete Collection. It's a 4-disc set with all of their original short films. So, A Grand Day Out, The Wrong Trousers, A Close Shave, and A Matter of Loaf and Death. I love the Wallace and Gromit cartoons, and I love what Aardman Studio does, the claymation stuff. I love that kind of animation. So when I saw this was like $5 at Walmart. It was one of their summer blowouts, which is where I got most of the Blu-rays that I'm going to talk about, and the ones that I'm not going to talk about until next video. But yeah, $5 for a 4-disc set of Wallace and Gromit. I could not turn that down. So that concludes the DVDs. Now we're going to move on to the Blu-rays. So the first one is The Hangover Part 2. I wasn't a huge fan of this when I first saw it in theaters. It my biggest issue with it was it just felt like a cash cop out because they just took the original story and the original layout from the first film and they just reapplied it here with different events. And that's just pure laziness to me, and I hate that. But I do remember laughing a lot during it, and I found this at Best Buy for like $15, and it's the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the digital copy. So I figured, I think $15 is worth it. Plus, I've been wanting to rewatch the second one anyway, so we'll see how that turns out. The next one here is the 3D 4-disc Blu-ray of John Carter. I really enjoyed John Carter. It got a lot of flack when it came out. A lot of people really didn't seem to like it. It did terrible at the box office, given the budget that it has. But I found it to be a very enjoyable, campy sci-fi film. It's got some issues, and it's not perfect, but it's a fun time, and it's a Disney movie. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Disney movie, really. So, so yeah, check out my review for more details on John Carter. Next one here is Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. I love both Sherlock Holmes movies, and when I saw this one, I adored this film. I love Robert Downey Jr. in the Sherlock Holmes role. I think he was born to play both Tony Stark and Sherlock Holmes. He fits both roles perfectly, and they're both rather different in their own senses. But this has a lot of action. It's got a great story. It's got some great banter between Downey Jr. and Jude Law, who plays Watson. Just a great film. If you were a fan of the first one, definitely check this one out. Next one here is Taken. I actually bought this one because I realized I didn't have Taken, first of all. And second of all, it came with a $10 ticket to go see Prometheus. So that's how I got to go see Prometheus and then put that review up. But that wasn't the only reason I bought this, because I love this movie. I love Liam Neeson's performance in this. It's such a great thriller. It's got some great action. Yeah, if you're a fan of Liam Neeson or just action thrillers in general, definitely check out Taken. I'm interested in seeing what they do with a sequel with it too. Next one is Wrath of the Titans. I wasn't a huge fan of Clash of the Titans. There was aspects to it that I liked because I love Greek mythology. So so I went and saw. I didn't see the first one in theaters, but I saw it when it came out on DVD, and there was some disappointment there to it. But I enjoyed the first one, so I was kind of skeptical about the sequel. But it's actually a very entertaining movie. It's done a lot better than the first one. It still does have its issues, but you know what? There's a lot of movies that do have their issues, but they can still be entertaining, and this is one of them. Definitely surpasses the first one. If you saw the first one, you thought it was okay, but you weren't really pleased with the first one, definitely check this one out. It's definitely an improvement. So the next 6 movies here that I'm going to bring up are all Disney movies, because I finally got around to joining the little Disney movie club. So for when you start up, at least here in Canada, when you start up, you get 4 movies for $1 together, so it's like 25 cents a piece, and then you get an extra one for 15 and then another one for 10. So I took advantage of all that in the introductory thing. And here's what I picked up. So I picked up A Bug's Life because I had been wanting to get this one on DVD for I don't know how long, and everywhere I saw it, it was way too expensive to be to put the money out for it, because it's a '98 movie and the DVD came out in like 2003, I think, and still 2009, 2010, 2011, it was still like $30. I was just like, no, there's no way. So when I went to sign on for the DVD or the Disney Movie Club, I saw this one. I was like, this is mine because I've been wanting this. So now I've got it on Blu-ray and DVD because it's a double copy. And I love A Bug's Life. This movie I hold really close to my heart because this is actually the very first film that I ever saw in theaters. So I'm glad that I can add this to my Blu-ray collection, and I love it so much even to this day. Next one I got is The Nightmare Before Christmas. I've only seen this once, and it was last Halloween of 2011. I feel so bad for putting it off because this is an amazing movie. I love, again, I love the stop motion animation. This isn't Aardman, but it's still stop motion animation, and I love that kind of animation. But the songs are really catchy, the characters are really fun, the atmosphere is amazing. It's just an overall really entertaining film. Next Disney DVD that I got, or Blu-ray, is Tangled. When I first saw it, I wasn't really too impressed with it. I thought it was a fun movie, but I was just like, okay, whatever. It's a typical Disney movie, whatever. But and then even the second time I saw it, because my girlfriend wanted to see it, so I watched it with her after. And even after that time, I was still kind of like, it's okay. But I don't know, just thinking about it, and then when I was picking out my movies, I saw Tangled, and I just got thinking about it. I was like, it's actually a lot more better than I've been giving it credit for. So I decided to get it. I'm going to watch it again later, and maybe the third time around I'll finally go, yes, this is a really good movie. But my girlfriend liked it, so for nothing else, she can watch it at least. The next two I'm going to show at the same time because you just don't show one after the other, and that is first two Toy Story movies, because I've already got the third one on DVD, so I'm gonna hold off until I get that one on Blu-ray. But I absolutely love both of these movies, and I'm so happy to get them on Blu-ray. These are the same. These go with the same story that was with A Bug's Life. I wanted to get them on DVD, but they were far too expensive. So to see them in this introductory thing and get the Blu-ray out of it's definitely worth it. Um, and I love watching these movies from my childhood and picking up on all the adult references and all the jokes and stuff that you never catch when you were a kid. There's a lot in this one actually, and there's a few in Bug's Life too. When I watched Bug's Life again, I was like, I did not know like I did not get that when I was a kid. So I look forward to rewatching Toy Story 2. I haven't got around to watching it again yet, but yeah, I had to pick these two up. It's a must for any movie lover. And the final Disney DVD or Disney Blu-ray, I keep saying DVD. Final one that I got is Up. This is a beautiful film. The first 8 minutes alone of this are just absolutely amazing. The rest of the film is pretty fun too. It's not my favorite Pixar movie. I'm just gonna say that, and please don't hate me because I do love the film. It's not my favorite Pixar film. My favorite Pixar film was The Incredibles, but this has a lot of heart to it. It's got a lot of humor to it. Um, Everybody that I've talked to about Up has loved it, so I don't think I've ever actually met anybody who said, "Oh, Up is a terrible movie." It's a great movie. Like I said, it's not my favorite Pixar movie, but it's in like the top 5, I would say. And the final Blu-ray that I'm going to talk about in this video is actually 5, but it came all together, and that is the Christopher Nolan Director's Collection. This includes 5 of Christopher Nolan's film. It does not include Following, which was his very first film, and it does not include The Prestige, because this was a Warner Brothers release, so it only released the ones that are under Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema in the case of Memento. But yeah, I love Christopher Nolan's work. He is by far one of my favorite directors of all time. All of his films are shot beautifully. They've all got great stories. They're just visual masterpieces. So when I saw this come up, this Blu-ray box, that I had to pick it up. So the 5 films that come in it are, first of all, let's get a good look at this box right here. So we've got the 5 movies on the front here. Then you open it up and you've got some nice artwork on the inside, and then you've got the 5 Blu-rays right there. My only issue is that I really wish that the Blu-rays were housed in a special collector's thing that came specifically for the box, not the individual movies. But I'm gonna bring out the individual movies right now. It also comes with this little booklet that I'm not gonna go through, but it's got like notes and stuff about each of the movies and stuff like that. There's also about like 10 collectible photos from each film. Like there's 2 to each film. And let's get into the movie. So We've got Insomnia with Al Pacino and Robin Williams, a very underrated film. Not a lot of people talk about it. My only issue with it is very slow. It's a slow driving movie, but if you can push yourself through it, it's a very, very entertaining film. Great performances. Then, of course, you've got Memento. It's classic. Just about everybody has seen this. It's a must see for film lovers. It's got a unique style. It's one of a kind. I think there's been other movies that have tried to capitalize on this, but it just can't. But great performance from Guy Pearce in this one, and yeah. Then of course we've got one of my all-time favorite films, Inception. This is a 2-disc Blu-ray, so it's got the movie on one disc, and then it's got a list of special features on the second disc. And what else? I've gone on and on about Inception before. I don't need to go on and on about that. And then, of course, the final two movies in this box set are, of course, Nolan's two Batman films, which I watched both before seeing The Dark Knight Rises. These are amazing films. I really love Batman Begins. It's overshadowed by The Dark Knight, which is also a really great film, and I see why it's overshadowed, but it's a shame that it is overshadowed because it's an amazing film. Um, but of course, you got The Dark Knight, and it's just, yeah, it's The Dark Knight. I don't even have to go on about those two, because yeah. So that is my DVD Blu-ray update for now. I'll try and later in a couple weeks or so try and get another one up, to finish off what I've got, and then I can start with a clean slate because there's still some that I got way back in like March and stuff that I haven't talked about. So anyways, that's it for this video, and take care, and I'll see you next time.